Joel, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
I'm sorry you had to
buddy?
go through that last 3 minutes, Joel.
I'm
It's
You know,
not-
it made me feel better.
I'm usually pretty smooth, but
So your bar has not been set too high.
No, I watch you guys every week, so you know.
well, tell us about REAX Magazine.
Well, we're an independent music magazine. We're based here in Tampa, but we distribute actually statewide.
Statewide, okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we go from Jacksonville down to Miami, but our focus a lot. We started here in Tampa, and the need grew and grew, and we try to bridge the gap between all of the different venues and tours and local bands because there's so many great ones out there.
But it's fair to say that a lot of people, though, you expose a lot of people to bands that they would never normally ever heard of or been exposed to. So for a music fan, they can roll on to reax.com and check out all the music and all the interviews and all that stuff as well, too, right? So
Right. Yeah. The website is a huge component to the whole REAX Music Magazine experience.
How did you start the publication, and when did you start the publication?
Well, we're approaching our 2-year anniversary in May.
That's fantastic.
So time's been flying. But being a musician, playing in Tampa, St. Pete since the early 90s, that's really what spawned it. I mean, just playing with a lot of great musicians that are still here today and just seeing there needed to be some support. You know, there wasn't a purely monthly, independent, just music-based publication. So it took a while from the early 90s to
to today.
2 years ago, but we
Yeah,
were
it's
able
20
to
months
do it.
into it or whatever, right? Is that what you're rolling in there, something like that? 20th
Yeah,
issue?
well, this is
What are
the
we-
22nd issue already.
Wow. You know, we've had a couple conversations before, but I think it's interesting to say, it's when you sat down, you're like, all right, I'm gonna do this magazine. I'm gonna interview people. I'm gonna talk about music. I'm gonna get more in depth, with bands that people really might not be exposed to or hear about, and I'm gonna do it in a unique way. And I'm gonna get inspired by Dave Carson. I'm gonna get inspired by Ray Gun Magazine, Surf Culture. Tell us a little bit about what inspires you to not only being a musician and artistically, because you have a lot of hands-on too. Tell us about your role in the magazine, besides just being the.
Well, we
publisher.
all have a lot of roles. We all wear a lot of hats. We're an independent book. First of all, my wife thought I was crazy when I did it, but she supported me through it. So that was the first step in
Good
getting.
wife.
Great
She's a
wife.
keeper, right?
She's definitely a keeper. But really getting the people together, we have a large group of artists and musicians and things that we've done work through the years already, and there wasn't that forum, there wasn't that place to go and to experience that. So we were lucky enough to have a lot of people step up and really work hard with us to do the art and to get the interviews going and to do the shows. And I think they all thought we were crazy too, but they're still with us now. And
What does REAX mean? It means something.
it means a lot of work every month.
It means a whole lot of non-sleep.
Yeah.
But does it really mean?
It's a publishing short term for reactions to popular culture and to music. And the letters look good, and as a designer, that's important.
That's what you want.
And people can remember for
Recognition, it's quick, it's
yeah.
got some brand equity now, it's really kicking through
Yeah,
the
I mean-
community and the markets around the state.
Definitely. I mean, 2 years ago, you asked anybody what REAX was. It was an uphill battle, but now
Now it's there.
it's a statewide name. It's national. Our website is just growing across the nation and the world, and they get to read about our artists here in this town, which is very important. They're getting exposure and things that they weren't getting before, and they deserve. They've been working. All these musicians work really hard, and they don't get a lot of exposure. There's just that need, and now they're getting it a lot of places.
22 months ago,
Right?
I don't know, a lot of naysayers going, why would you even kill a tree to produce a magazine? And I'll be straight up.
Yeah.
What? I don't get it. But tell us a little bit about what your thought was and why you started it, and not why you started, but where you're going with it now.
Well, I'd been involved in publications. I've been an art director in other publications. I had done the shows and the band thing, and it all just kind of came together. I mean, how I got into doing art was doing flyers for my band at an early age, cutting things up and Xeroxing them and doing the whole collage. But as we kept going, there just wasn't that medium. There wasn't that voice. There's nothing like this even in the whole nation as far as a monthly,
Independent music.
It's truly independent.
You know, Joe, I have a question for you. I know we're running out of time, but you mentioned the internet earlier and how it's a big deal for you guys. And obviously, us being a digital company, videos are really important for the internet. What are you guys doing to support your website with independent film videos?
Well, it's funny you should ask that.
Ironically enough.
We're gearing up to launch REAX TV here in the next month or so. We've already been doing 2 years of video coverage. We're at the shows. We're dealing with the bands. So, I mean, we've got a lot of things that we've been doing along the way. We post them now. If you go to reaxmusic.com, every day we've got daily posts and blogs, and I mean, it's constantly revolving.
Just communication and people, things that fill them in between the day that it's published and after the first, I don't know, 2 days that people sit and constantly just read the whole thing straight through. Then they have like 28 days left to need, want, and still feed themselves. And you do that with the web.
Yeah, the magazine's really interactive. One thing is, we have our articles, like the Mars Volta article. It was a big band for us to get this month. We were really excited about it. But the interview went an hour and a half long. So what we have on the site is
thing to get people to your website. If you want to see the rest of it, log on to.
There's extended interviews for all of the bands on the website.
Give us your web link and contact information.
It's reaxmusic.com.
Easy enough. And where can people get your magazine?
They can get it, well, every FYE in the state carries it now, and then we've got boxes in Ybor and St. Pete and Gainesville and Orlando, your favorite venue, and there's a link on reaxmusic.com where you can find all the
locations.
Find all the locations to find the magazine.
And you'll see our street team out too. They go out and they're handing out magazines and free CDs and all the garb you can want. So.
I like it. They have a street team. Joel, thank you very much
for having me.
I know you're busy, so thank you very much for joining us.